Finally, week 1. I almost swore there. I'm so excited.
My back is broke. Woot just walked in. He cracked me in half. I don't think I can do the show. Off to a rough start here, but our tailgate was amazing. Sorry to interrupt, Hoge. I'm excited too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I went to the tailgate for a little bit and saw some of the fans. They're rocking, man. It's been a fun time of the year. I think the anticipation of Hard Knocks, the offseason, the draft, everything has finally come to this moment now.
In a lot of ways, this entire offseason has been like the actual season.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when it comes to the amount of work and the amount of excitement from the fans and everyone. So it is awesome to finally have a game today. We are all excited. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Corey Wootton for you in studio. We are excited to have Corey with us all season long, pre and post game. You guys might have seen the news too yesterday. Got announced.
Who?
Alex Brown and Lance Briggs joining the team as well. They are going to join us for a part of the post game show and then have their own extra show after the post game. So we got you covered all day long here at CHGO.
We're never going to stop talking. This channel will be live 24 hours.
Which is why we didn't like Greg on this pregame show.
Well, I saw him before at the tailgate. I was telling Kevin and Jake, I was like, I never realized how short Brax is. Literally, I was like, dang, dude, what, you shrunk? Especially with his ACLs too. I think they took some of his
he lost like an inch there.
You know, they do leg lengthening. I think they took some from him.
Yeah. He is a shrinking Braggs in more ways than one, but not in other ways.
Whoa.
I didn't mean to do that. My bad. I have shout-outs to 1,000 people from today's tailgate, but we can do that later, because I know you want to get into the business. Do you want to start with what matters most here for you? You ready?
Yes.
All right, Hoge, start us out here as we look forward to 57 minutes and 30 seconds from now. What matters most to you today, week 1?
Yeah, this should be a pretty easy segment today. There's really no reason to make this about anything else than it really is. This is all about Caleb Williams today. And, we had to bring out the shirt today, Williams Adunze 2024, because that's really what this is all about right now. And, I do think that this team, it is different from the past couple of years when we would go into the year and be like, well, what matters most for this entire season is just do they get their quarterback. This should be a competitive football team. Like, the wins and losses definitely matter. That's what's going to make this season so much fun. But in the long run, this is still all about, did they get the quarterback right? I've never been more confident that they have gotten the quarterback right, and that's before he's even played it down. It's not going to look perfect. I am not predicting a lot of offense today, but it better look pretty decent, I think, And this is all about Caleb Williams. The quarterback matters the most.
I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm not going to go next. Woot, what matters most to you today?
I would say the offensive defensive line for me, because I think when I'm looking at this game as a whole, it comes down to the trenches, right? You can look at on their side of the football, they have some talented weapons at receiver, at running back, just like we do. But the offensive defensive lines, the battle of the trenches, I think things is not going to be pretty, especially in the first game, just because of that limited preseason. But I want to see, opposite Montez Sweat, who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the guy to step up to get consistent pressure? Who's going to be the guy up the middle, right? Are they going to take the next step this year as a defensive line? So I thought last year at times it was very up and down. And then how is the offensive line going to do? How is Braxton Jones going to hold up? Especially they have some talented pass rushers on the other side of the football. Him and Darnell Wright, how are they going to perform? So the trenches for me is what I'm looking at in this game.
So – and, football is one up front, so nobody would argue with Woot on that point, and nobody would argue with you about Caleb. But I woke up today, right, and I'm checking Twitter, And on my way to the tailgate, Hoge beat me there. Congratulations to Hoge. It was a strong performance.
Carman was what, 18 minutes late?
I was 18 minutes late for Caleb. That was the whole strategy.
Yep.
But the Bears put out a video yesterday on the Bears Buzz, and it is 2 minutes of straight, strong hype. They've got the same Caleb Williams, Michael Jordan commentary in that they had in Hard Knocks. And I'm sitting there like, they are selling this. They are leaning into it. And I started thinking about Shawshank Redemption and started thinking about hope and started thinking about, there's Morgan Freeman, Tim Robbins, Andy. Hope's a scary thing. And, basically Morgan was sitting there, we're going to be in jail forever. We're never getting out of here. Don't you dare hope about anything. And Dufresne was going to be like, I am crawling through that tub of
it was
tunnel of shit and mud and everything else to get to freedom. Mm-hmm. And that, to me right now, the Bears have decided that, we're not staying here forever. We're getting back in, and we are going to crawl, and we are going to make it to Zihuatanejo. And hope is a scary thing. Hope is a scary thing, right? Is this real? And we all think it is. And I would always push back on Hoke, like, did they make the right? Like, to me, it's like, how quick can he be the right guy?
Yeah.
But we're in the.
This is not an if, it's a when.
Yeah, I mean, right, exactly. And so how long are we going to be in the shit, in that tunnel, to get through, to get to the other side so we can all be like this? So I think this is the Bears Shawshank moment.
This is like, to echo what Hoge said about the quarterback, right? Caleb Williams. The thing is, like you said, he doesn't have to be perfect, but I think he just has to have a good performance, right, where he takes care of the football, he hits his weapons. So hopefully Shane Waldron will start out the game, right, with some runs, some play action, maybe get him on the move a little bit, get him confident, and then start to open up things as he gets more confident. But in this game, right, obviously winning is the most important thing, but Caleb to have a strong performance. Doesn't have to be the best in the world, doesn't have to throw for 400 yards, but just a consistent game where he takes care of the football. He's a great leader out there, makes good decisions with the football. If it's not there, tuck it and go. Throw it out of bounds, right? Live to play another down. So he's going to be hyped up and ready to go. It's his first game at Soldier Field, rocking all the hype. So just take it easy. I know he said he doesn't get nervous, but I guarantee there's going to be a little bit of nerves in this game for sure.
I want to commend the Bears for leaning into this. This is a new era. We don't have to be scared anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have to back down from expectations. They are going all in with the hype videos, with what they're saying about this kid, with what the GM is saying. They're not running from this at all. And that's different. And that's because there should be this level of confidence about Caleb Williams. And it all starts today.
So let's look. Can we take a peek here, Hoge, at the inactives? Because
yes, we can.
I think it's super, not hugely surprising, but definitely interesting. If you missed it, there they are. Tyler Scott, Noah Sewell, Karan Amagaji, Zach Pickens, Bill Murray, Dominic Robinson, and then at the top of the list, Roshan Johnson is inactive, settling into the Deontay Foreman role here. So, and Woot, I mean, to your point, like, keep the ball on the ground, and listen, you've got Khalil, you've got DeAndre Swift, and we got the emerging Bayless. But does it surprise you that Roshan is not active?
Yes, a little bit, because when you look at the type of backs that they have, Roquan's kind of Roshan Johnson rather is the only bruiser out there. So that's why I'm kind of wondering how they're going to shake up this. I honestly thought Khalil Herbert would be the odd man out in a game like this, especially just with what they have on the table. But yeah, it's going to be surprising how they're going to utilize the running backs out there in today. If they use Velus Jones, right? What's his role, right? I don't think he's going to get that many touches, but it could surprise me, right? They could find ways to get him the ball.
I had an interesting conversation with Velus on Friday, but Hoge, what's your reaction to the inactives?
Yeah, we're going to play that conversation actually in our next segment. I'm not surprised by this at all. You still have 5 running backs active for this game. You're not going to have 6. Someone had to be out.
Yeah.
And to me, it came down to Roshan Johnson or Travis Homer. And by the way, I'm counting Velus in that count. I know the Bears have him listed as a wide receiver, but I don't know if you watched Hard Knocks. I mean, he's moved to running back. He's a running back. But he does give you versatility, which is why you can have Tyler Scott inactive at the same time. So look, we're not going to see a lot of 4 wide receiver sets. Your 3 wide receivers are pretty damn good. It's DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Roman Dunze. And hopefully that's how this game plays out. If one of them goes down, DeAndre Carter can play every spot. That's why he's on this team in addition to being the punt returner. So that right there is why Tyler Scott is inactive, because he can't give you that same versatility. He's your backup kick returner, but otherwise isn't giving you much more than playing his specific wide receiver position, and he's not going to be able to move around as much. And then I think with Homer and Roschon, it just comes down to special teams there, and they love Travis Homer as a special teamer. Roschon Johnson's pretty damn good on special teams too. That's the only area where at all maybe it's a little surprising to me is I would have thought that Johnson gives you the same as Travis Homer on special teams, but obviously they like the veteran. They like what Homer gives you there, so that's why.
Didn't Homer return a couple kicks before?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think he was.
I don't know. But it's going to be Khalil Herbert. Okay. It's your kick returners today are going to be Khalil Herbert and Velus. And then the 2s, I think Tyler Scott would have been one of them. Obviously, he's inactive. And I'm thinking, and DeAndre Carter. Yep. DeAndre Carter can also do the kick return.
We got a break in here from our first big super chat of the day, $99.99, $100 from Crystal, who was at the tailgate. Let's go Bear down. Love seeing everyone today. Let's go Bears, 23-17 Bears. So, Crystal, we appreciate it. It was awesome to see you and a zillion others at the tailgate this morning. The energy was real from Jeff from Maryland and Nick and my guy David from Germany and Francisco and Lewis, Mike Haltham and Jose and Rob, Eric and Nicole, father and daughter, coming out of here from Tinley Park. Season tickets since 1982, Adam Hoge. Dez, former military guy. He flew in from Seattle. John Decker and Monica from Florida. Sean is moving down to L.A., but he's still coming to the Bears tailgate. Papa Hoge was in attendance. He was strong today. Adam Weiss, Ryan, his brother, is a huge Carman fan. I love him. Kelly, maiden name of Moore. I got them all here. Gary in the West Loop, Matthew in the South Loop. Mitch threw up from Florida. Riley was there. The Freedom Tunnel was being drunk. Dan the Bobek had the number 3 jersey. Bobek. Saw you, Dan. We got Chile represented today. South America. What's up? What's up, Fran? Francisco, he's been in Chicago for 21 years, but, he started out his journey in Chile. We got Bubba from South Dakota, drove 9 hours. Eddie and Jan, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's go. And that's about it that I wrote down. But it was
that's it. I think you named everybody.
I loved it. Come to the tailgate and come out to our watch party in 2 weeks. It's gonna be amazing. But it was. Thank you, Crystal.
Food was good. Firewater barbecue. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
I went nuts. I went a little nuts.
You
I was an 8.
You got stuff on your shirt. Gotcha. The oldest trick in the book. He fell for it.
He actually did have stuff on his sweatshirt.
Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Bragg, I spilled on my sweatshirt, and Braggs cleaned it up. That's a true story.
It's adorable.
It was kind of frightening and adorable all at the same time.
At least you guys have learned to clean each other up, so I don't have to do it anymore.
That's just not good for anybody here. it's a rough moment. Yeah. Okay there, Hoke. Yeah, so Velus coming up as we get back on track here.
Yeah, we will hear from Velus Jones. A ton of NFL news too this morning that we got to talk about. It's been an active morning on that front. But first, man, maybe you're looking at potentially going over to the stadium last minute. Well, you should probably check out Game Time, because we tell you all the time, Game Time is where you go for last-minute tickets. Not only last minute, but anytime. But especially when it comes to the last minute, they are the place you want to go to get the best deal. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Right now, if you go on the app, I'm sure you can look at today's game. Check out Game Time Picks. They're going to show you the best deals right now, the super deal, and how great it is right now in this moment ahead of kickoff. And then the also thing about Game Time is it's not just for football games or baseball games. It's great for sporting events, but you can also get concerts, comedy events, pretty much any live event you can find on Game Time and find the best price for your tickets as well. Check out the super deal. They got the lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection as well, all-in pricing. They'll show you your views from the seats that you're looking at, lowest price guarantee, Game Time ticket coverage. They have all of that covered for you. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. All you got to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
Game time! Ooh. Lots changed over the years. One thing that hasn't is the great taste of Miller Lite. After you buy your tickets, treat yourself a Miller Lite. Celebrate it. Another thing that hasn't changed, by the way, is it is less filling. Best thing about the original light beer, I mean, Miller Lite, it debuted all the way back in 1975, and they haven't ever going to settle what's the best thing because it's so damn delicious. It was delicious this morning at the tailgate. It'll be delicious during the game. It'll be delicious after the game. You don't have to choose what's best. Miller Lite has great taste and is less filling. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, very simple to do. Visit MillerLite.com/CHGO football. MillerLite.com/CHGO football, or you can find it pretty much anywhere else that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer. A light beer that tastes like beer.
All right, Carm, you want to set this up? You had a chance on Friday in the Bears locker room to catch up with a couple players. One of those has been a very much talked about Bear throughout this preseason. One of the more interesting storylines of the preseason, Velus Jones Jr. saving his job by moving to running back.
Yeah, I thought one of the keys maybe the wrong word, the most interesting moments of Hard Knocks was when they were all discussing Velus, and Poles is kind of got a smile on his face. He's alive! And indeed, he is alive and well and active today. And Velus, and I've said, I've questioned whether Velus belongs on the team, whether he belongs in the NFL. But no one's ever really questioned his talent. So I think it's a great story. And Velus has been first class since the day he's got here. He's never, people have said a lot of stuff about Velus. He is always super cordial with the media, which I give him a ton of credit for. But yeah, sat down with him, and I wanted to see what he thought about the running back position, also Hard Knocks, and about the Bears. So here's our conversation with Velus. So Velus, talk to me. Running back. If somebody told you at this point going into week one that this would be a major part of your football life right now, what would you have said?
I would have said it would have been hard to believe, the work I've been putting in at receiver. But I mean that's the way God works. You work in mysterious ways, and He'll never put you in a situation He don't think you can handle. So, here we go.
To me, it looks like this could be a big thing. You're running away from guys. Not everybody can do that. How are you feeling about it?
Like I said, everything happens for a reason. I feel like in certain situations, and so I feel like with my strength and my speed, it make it real difficult for guys, especially to catch me in open field. So I'm about to get a glimpse of it Sunday.
And you don't mind even running between the tackles, right?
No, I don't mind. I've been a physical guy all my life. Grew up with older brothers, older cousins and stuff. Physicality was never an issue, or getting the nitty gritty. And so, honestly, looking forward to it. Hitting somebody.
Young Velus got beat up by people in the family. You learned
family. Older brothers, older cousins. I wasn't always inside. I hit a late growth spurt, so I didn't get 5'11" until my junior year of high school. Yeah, I was always the shortest out of everybody.
That was me too, but we'll talk about me another time. When you watched Hard Knocks, and saw how they were fighting for you in the room, what did that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot for a player to know that the staff is behind him. People believe in him, And that just make you want to go like even harder, especially for those guys, you know, that's putting us in these great situations. As Coach said, it's a team. It takes all of us from, you know, for the president all the way down, you know, and so we all in this together. And you know, one person never lose. We all lose together. And so it just feels great to know that, you know, they have the best interest. They want to see me win. And so it really gives you a lot of confidence going in a week, you know, just to, you know, put everything a guy has and just go out there and do what you've been doing.
Was it weird, though, to see like how, at least in some ways, how behind the scenes works?
It was. It was. And I didn't know what to expect with all the hard knock stuff. I mean, a pretty cool deal. But at the end of the day, I made the main thing with the main thing. And that's, you know, work hard and keep grinding and perform. So that was the main goal.
Was there any part of you that sort of was bracing yourself, like I might have to be in another uniform this year? How'd you handle that part of the offseason?
I never think about that. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't. As long as I go out there and give my all, like the end result is what it is. Like I said, like what God has for you, nobody can take away. And no matter, you feel me, if that's here or another team or anything in life. Yeah. And so obviously, you know, I'm still happy to be here with all the trade and stuff. And so, I mean, overall, it's just a blessing. Just a blessing to still be here and be able to suit up with my guys and go to war.
Year 3, it's a hell of an accomplishment in the NFL. I'll give you one team for the last question. What gives you confidence that you guys are ready to take that next step as a group?
Man, just the chemistry and just the energy and the vibes in this room. It's like no other. Like everybody's tight on the offensive, defensive side of the ball. We all been competing like no other. Iron sharpens iron. You know, that's a real statement. So I'm ready. I know we can take on anybody. So let's go do it.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Nice job with that, Carm. And it'll be very interesting to see Velus' role today. I mean, I can guarantee he'll be back there on kick returns. I would assume he gets, if I told you the over-under on touches on offense at 3.5, which way would you go?
I would hope to take the over, and I guess considering that he's the third running back and there's 4 wide receivers active, he's number 5. I'll take the over. I think he gets the opportunity today.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess only time will tell. I mean, I have a hard time seeing more than that just with, non-special teams touches, but I guess we'll see.
Well, let's talk about some of these matchups, Woot, because I know you're interested in this, and I think, you know, it's very interesting looking at the Titans depth chart when I finally dove into it. It's like they have names you know at like every position. Yep. Mm-hmm. For a team that's predicted to finish last. Yeah. This is I've been saying, a very namey roster. Like it's a lot of guys you know that have been in the league. Yeah. Maybe they're on their second or third team. Maybe they're rookies that, you know, got a lot of hype. Tavondre Sweat's certainly one of those guys. It's a lot of guys you know. I don't know, though, once you go beyond the starters. Yeah, I think that's why this team is not being predicted to do huge things this year, because the depth probably isn't as good as what the Bears have from a depth standpoint.
Exactly. You look at some of these starters, right? Snead, McCrary, Jamal Adams. Kenneth Murray was a monster last year for the Chargers. Ernest Jones, Jeffrey Simmons. And then what I think is going to be the toughest matchup today is Braxton Jones and Wright against Arden Key and Harold Landry. Mm-hmm. Harold Landry, I think, is one of the more underrated defensive end linebackers in the league. Had 10.5 a season ago. 2 years before that, had 12.5. So he's a guy that could really hurt you. Key came off the bench last year, still had 6 sacks, a lot of pressures, a lot of hurries. I think this is going to be a tough matchup up front for the Bears offensive line. And obviously they've revamped this. They feel good about Braxton. They feel good about Wright. They feel good about Tevin Jenkins and company. Nate Davis, how is he going to perform, against a guy like Simmons? This is going to be a great test. So I think it's going to be a lot more challenging. And then you look on the offensive side of the ball for them. D-Hop, depending on how his knee is. Calvin Ridley is a monster. Tyler Boyd has put up numbers. And you look at the two-headed monster running back, Pollard and Spears. They have some weapons. So I don't think this game – I think the key is if defensive line can pressure Will Levis. I'm not sold on him. I think any quarterback you get pressure in his face, he's going to struggle. So I think it comes down to that defensive line for the Bears, who's going to be the guy opposite Sweat, right? Is it going to be Taylor? Is Booker going to step up? Is he really going to be the X factor, especially rushing? Can he be like a Mark Anderson, right? Maybe not playing the run as well, but comes in as that situational pass rusher.
Well, and it is noticeable that Austin Booker is active today, over Dom Rob, who is inactive. Not necessarily a big surprise, but it does show you that they expect Booker to get some reps and contribute when he's out there. I think with Will Levis, this is a game where you got to turn him over at least twice in this football game with the guys you have in your secondary, with how good the secondary is for the Bears. When it comes to DeAndre Hopkins, he is active. I got to be honest with you, man. He's playing on an MCL. It's only been 4 weeks. I just can't imagine that he is terribly effective. Obviously good enough to go, is going to try to play through the pain, but, I mean, he's almost got to be out there more as a decoy than anything else.
Yeah, sure, and I think when you look at the receiver versus secondary matchups here, I mean, Snead, Awuzie, McCreary versus the Bears crew, I get that, what happens up front determines a lot of this, but, who's going to get their hands on the ball? How much are they going to let Caleb loose today? And is he going to be able to, not have what normal rookie quarterbacks have? Do you know the record in the last 15 games of number 1 overall draft picks making their first start at quarterback? Do you have any idea what that number is?
I do, because you were spitting this out at the tailgate enough that it got around back to me.
It got around back to you? Because I didn't say it to you.
Yeah, but share it with our audience.
Woot, do you know that it's in 15 games, how many wins do you think that number 1 quarterback has had? Don't go too high up that number.
2.
0. 14 and 1.
But what was their roster like? What was their weapons like?
Sure.
Because this is not a normal those and probably in all those situations it was a bad team drafted them.
Yep. Right. Fair. Great. Bears, better roster, playing a Titans team that many are picking to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Although some people have them as a plucky little, could even win the division. There's a lot of variance on the Titans. I'm just saying that number, let's just remind ourselves, I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen today, but if something bad does happen, it's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Caleb's going to be fine another day. That's all I'm saying. I will, if he throws 5 interceptions and throws for under 100 yards, I'm not coming on this show today and on the post game and saying that we're in trouble. I will be like, it's part of the process.
Exactly. It's the first game, right? I think he will perform well, but let's say he doesn't. It's not the end of the world. And I think people have to be patient. I mean, we were patient with Fields for a long time, but I think in this situation, I think they're set up for success. So I think he'll have a strong performance. This is going to be a matter of if he balls out today. If he throws for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, it's irrelevant, right? It'd be nice to justify the pick and then everybody have it in their head that this is our guy moving forward, even though it is. But you know how people like to go back and forth about it. But I think all we need is a strong performance with him, take care of the football, and do not turn the football over. And I think he'll have a great game.
Want to share some news and notes from around the NFL today, too, and then we're going to hear from Nicholas Moreano, who is out there at the stadium. He will give us a scene at Soldier Field. Justin Fields getting the start today, officially, with Russell Wilson dealing with that calf. So starting the clock on those reps, Justin Fields, if he plays 51% of the Steelers' reps this season, that draft pick goes to a 4th rounder for the Bears.
Let's go.
And a nice little start for week 1. It's also cool because the game's in Atlanta. It's his hometown. We spent so much time talking about Justin Fields potentially going to the Falcons. And he didn't end up with the Falcons, but he's still going to be playing in Atlanta today.
There's a lot of irony there, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't going to start, now starting, gets to do it against his hometown team. Big day for Justin.
Do you know, like, if he balls out and let's say Caleb does not perform exactly like people want him to, they're going to say that regardless. Yeah. But let's just pump the brakes on all that regardless. Hopefully both of them do well, and it worked out for the both of them.
And meanwhile, Dak Prescott, he's having a nice little Sunday morning. Got paid.
Brinks truck.
How about that, right? They literally pulled up the Brinks truck to the stadium before the game. Oh, yeah. No, it's not literally. But, obviously he's in Cleveland. Cowboys, Browns later today. Tom Brady on the call on that one. And so he gets paid. By the way, Steven, this is not an official break coming up, just so you know. We can kind of blow through the clock a little bit here. Tyreek Hill got Scotty Scheffler this morning.
I didn't get the details on the.
I haven't even heard the details either. I
I'm
just know coming into the stadium, he got detained.
Probably tried to go around traffic.
Yeah, but it sounds exactly like what happened to Scotty Scheffler. Although Scheffler was actually arrested and brought to to jail, which seemed a little excessive. In this case, I think he was just detained for a little bit and let go. But Drew Rosenhaus not happy.
Very bizarre. You were speeding a day or two ago or this morning, and right before game one, Tyreek, we got to talk to you. That's not the way to start your week one.
Just trying to get to the stadium,
Exactly.
man.
You know, nowadays they do not let players off. They want to make an example. Back in the day, when LT and some of those guys were playing, they could do whatever, and you get away with it. Oh, don't worry about it, man.
And then the halftime show for the Super Bowl got announced. You guys hear this?
I did not.
Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh.
Okay.
Kendrick.
Okay, New Orleans. We'll see you there, Bears.
Yeah.
It's a good combo, Lamar Bears.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want to come join us, we got a couple trips coming up this season. Obviously, London, you could still sign up for some of the events if you're traveling there on your own, but come to Arizona too. Woot's coming to Arizona.
Crystal's coming to Arizona.
Get a little golfing in too.
Matt Gregory's going to be in Arizona.
Go check out truefantravel.com. Bears, CHGO Bears crew. We're heading out there for that game. It should be a lot of fun. You can reserve your spot today. Go to truefantravel.com. Find the Chicago trips that are on the website there, and all inclusive. You come down there with us, we'll play. Greg swears he's going to be playing golf by then. I'm going to take
2 knee braces.
I know for sure he ain't coming up that mountain with me, because I'm going for a hike one of those mornings, and he will not be doing that. But he can sit on his golf cart. That's fine.
Shout out April McGuire coming in Arizona. Trying to get my brother to come. He asked for an itinerary of events.
By the way, in 2 weeks, we are going to be at Joe's on Weed Street for an official watch party, pre and post. It's going to be
super exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you go check out our events page at allchgo.com/events. You can come join us for that game. It's the Indianapolis weekend coming up here in 2 weeks. So some business to get out of the way there. Pretty much every week, it's, between our tailgates, our trips, our watch parties, there's something you can do with the CHGO Bears crew throughout the season here, and we're really excited about that. Got off to a great start this morning with the tailgate. Huge crowd out there. Everybody's hyped up for week one. Nicholas Moreano was among the people there this morning. Best dressed as usual amongst the crowd this morning at the tailgate. He joins us now from Soldier Field with the latest inside the press box. What's going on, Nick?
What's going on, you guys? You ready? Week one, and of course, I was best dressed. Let's be completely honest here.
Man, Nick, I'm a little nervous, right? I still feel confident in the Bears, but we were looking at who Tennessee has on their team. Is there any matchups in particular that you're a little worried about?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you have Simmons over there, and he lines up all over the defense there, Corey. So if you're Nate Davis, you can't feel too comfortable if he's lining up opposite of Coleman Shelton or even Tevin Jenkins, or even the ends. They love to move around last year with the new DC. If you're any of the offensive linemen, wherever Sims is at, that's going to be the matchup to watch out for. And obviously, they have some very capable DBs as well. So they have a lot of good defensive players. So it's obviously the matchup league, but Simmons is the main priority here.
Nick, you're snapping photos and putting them on the CHGO Bears account of Montez Sweat. How's he look out there? Let's get a set of scene here.
Yeah, no, I mean, he looks ready to go. He was just vibing out to the music in the pregame, and I've noticed that with a bunch of the Bears players. They're kind of feeling the energy here. You're watching Kyler Gordon, he's vibing out. Same Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson. So I think guys are just ready for regular season football. So and just kind of looking at just the basic walkthrough lineups, it looks like it's still DeMarcus Walker opposite of Montez Sweat right now, and as expected. But we'll see in those third down obvious passing situations for the Titans, who will be that guy? Will they move in Walker inside and maybe have Taylor opposite of Montez Sweat? Definitely could be a possibility, but he's looking ready so far, Mark.
Nick, anything else you're seeing? Anything, set the scene for us. How's the wind It's been kind of a windy weekend. What's been going on? But I mean, I need those special teams reports.
Yeah, so it's definitely. I mean, when I was back in Buffalo for that preseason game, nothing like that. The wind doesn't seem to be, too much of a factor right now. I did notice though, right before Caleb Williams was about to go and start throwing to his wide receivers, he just had a brief discussion with the officials. Just kind of, we saw all the hard knocks, getting to kind of know the officials for every game and throughout the season, but just having a brief word with them before he went out to go throw. And in terms of the scene, yeah, Bears fans are starting to show up. Maybe they're still tailgating a little bit. They have a little bit of time before they kind of fill into the stands here, but people are ready, Adam. Like the energy that I think we were anticipating ever since Caleb Williams was drafted, like I can feel like it's carrying over. Like a lot of fans, I can't tell you how many 18 jerseys I've seen just walking from the parking garage, walking out, coming back in, and just seeing all the Williams jerseys. Bears fans are ready.
Have you noticed Darrell Taylor out there? He had that foot injury back in practice on Thursday, Nick.
I mean, I've noticed him, nothing like of note, to be completely honest there, Mark, but I was watching a little bit of DeAndre Hopkins and just seeing how he was moving out there for the Tennessee Titans offense. And, when the first team offense for Tennessee's going out there, he's out there, he's running routes. And I guess you wouldn't know that he's dealing with the MCL injury just based off of my vantage point watching him do these like walkthrough routes. But we'll see what his, I don't know, snap counts will be, and can't be the easiest thing to play through, especially week 1 of the NFL season.
You never know with that Toradol, that shot they give you before the games. You can run through a brick wall with that thing.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be that'll be. I feel like that's one of the things we'll be able to know right away. In the first quarter, what DeAndre Hopkins, how effective he really is. And yeah, we should mention these injuries on the Bears defensive line because they're starting to add up. I mean, you had Darrell Taylor pop up on Friday with that foot. So it's good to see him playing because he was not on the injury report on Wednesday. Thursday pops up Friday. Then DeMarcus Walker had the groin. Montez Sweat's been dealing with the toe. They're all active, but Zach Pickens is not. That's a key depth guy, and he was limited on Wednesday, Thursday, and then did not practice at all on Friday. So obviously that groin continues to be an issue for Zach Pickens.
Yeah, maybe that's why you do see DeMarcus Walker maybe line up a little bit more inside in this game. And then you have Austin Booker, you have Taylor, who, still dealing with the injury. Maybe that's how the Bears kind of, compensate for the injuries that they're having on the inside of the defensive line so far. Another one, like with Tyler Scott not being, active for today's game, just watching Bayless, again, he was with the second team, but he lined out wide with the wide receivers. So I wonder if you see him more in that role, given that the Bears only have four guys right now that really that would be good to go. Rome, DJ, Keenan, and then you have DeAndre Carter. So maybe Bayless in this game would be more of that wide receiver role than he would be running back if Tyler Scott was good to go.
Let's ask you the same question that Hoge was asking on the show here, Nick. 3.5 touches on offense for Bayless. Over, under. What would you bet on?
3.5. Even with the injury of Tyler Scott, I'm going to go under for the 3.5. I think you're going to see a lot more DeAndre Swift than we've seen so far through the preseason, as you should, because he is a dynamic playmaker. So I'll go under 3.5. Maybe we'll get 3 though.
Nick, who's your underrated performer? Somebody that that no one's really expecting to have a big performance that'll step up today.
Ooh, that's a great question. Not that he's an underrated player, but just having a guy like Kevin Byard back there, being the leader of the back end of that defense, getting everybody lined up where they need to, just being a good communicator. Maybe you might not see the impactful plays, but if you don't see the plays over the top, could be a good indication that Kevin Byard's doing his job, keeping guys in place. So I'll go with Kevin Byard on this one.
I like that.
Yeah, he's going to want to we had Joe Rexrode on the other day from Tennessee, hosts a radio show down there, cover the Titans forever. And he said that down there in Nashville, they're just like, everyone's just assuming Kevin Byard's going to pick off Will Levis today.
Take it to the crib. That would be nice. Yeah. Pick 6, baby.
Yeah, so that you have that one. All right, Nick, anything else we need to know from inside Soldier Field right now?
They're bringing out the little pyrotechnics right near for the field. So we're about to see the team run out, and should be fun, you guys. It's a fun time at the tailgate. Good start to the 2024 NFL season, and hopefully the Bears take care of business here. But they're about to get everything set up for all the players to run out of the tunnel.
Nick, they lose. We're blaming you.
Thanks,
say that,
Carm. They better
Carm.
not lose.
This is one.
All
of
right,
those
you
games.
guys.
Yeah, see you, Nick. This is one of those games, guys, that like it's not a must win. It's definitely not, but
It feels that way.
it feels like just come on, man. Can we get one?
With all the momentum, from the offseason and then Hard Knocks, and then you have everyone being like, wow, that seems like a dope organization, right? Poles and Eberflus and the way they're building this team. It would just, the momentum is trending up. I'd hate for that to be stalled by a loss. Not that it's the end of the world, like you said, but I think it would just be so dope if they came out, had a great game, strong performance, get the dub. It doesn't matter if it's extremely pretty the whole game. What's important now?
Win's a win.
Yeah.
Like we all know that the reality check that the Bears are not necessarily all the way to the Super Bowl challenging team is, we got a little runway to get to that point. But we don't need the reality check in week 1 against the Titans. Yeah. Like let's have the euphoria last more than a pregame video that the Bears put out and that we've been talking about for, since they drafted Caleb, basically.
I'm with you on that. Like maybe week 4 against the Rams.
Yeah. Let's get we can have
okay, Sean McVay showed up and he's a good coach and they outcoached us and that could but
even week 2, like, okay, fine. You lost to CJ on the road. It didn't look great. That's fine. Don't lose today.
Yeah.
Let's not have to be coming in here at 3:00 being like, well, that would not be fun.
I think I'd be surprised if they don't have a strong performance, just because I think their confidence is at an all-time high, and that's half the battle when you're playing. Just the way they've carried themselves in Hard Knocks, it just seems like they're a confident team. And I think with all that momentum, the crowd is going to be absolutely rocking. And you know what that does, first game of the season at Soldier Field, first time running through the tunnel for a lot of these guys. They're going to be ready to go. So I'd be surprised if they do not start fast.
19 minutes before kickoff, what were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah, how were you?
Oh, man, I was probably listening to I was probably taking some of my pre-workout supplement. Yeah. They say 2 scoops. I do 3.5 sometimes to the point where your heart's jumping out of your chest. I'd probably be listening to some house music because I love house music, like when I'm working out or getting ready for a game. So had the headphones on, going crazy, doing the robot, everything, and just getting ready to go. You have to like flip that switch and get yourself in a different mind frame. And I think that's what all these players do. So that's right before a game. That's what you're doing. You're lacing your shoes up one before the other, putting your gloves on one after another. Like everybody has their routine and what they do. So, yeah.
I want to be a professional athlete in my next life. If I could,
tennis,
whatever. Honestly,
U.S. Open ball retriever.
Sure, just get me. Let me just
Carm the golden retriever.
Whatever. I honestly, tennis, football, baseball. I'll go long distance runner, something Olympic style, any sport. Just let me speak that into my next life existence if these things are possible.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe it won't be as great as I think it is, but I think it's pretty great.
Guys, we have a lot of people watching the show and not enough likes. You guys got to hit that like button, help spread the word on this thing. And don't forget, we got you covered all day long as soon as the game is over. And we're holding ourselves to that this season. When this game is over, we are on right away. Come flip over. We'll get that link out. In fact, the postgame link's already out there for you. You should be able to see it on the YouTube channel. Hit the notification button on that so you're going to know. You'll get a notification. It'll pop up right on your phone. When we go live postgame, you should be ready to go. Right back here, Greg Braggs will join us on the postgame show. We'll have Alex Brown, Lance Briggs with us here as well. That'll be fun. We're going to do a little players segment where we're going to let Woot and Alex Brown and Lance Briggs talk about the game. So
I'm going to sit on Woot's lap. It's my plan.
And if you say some kind of, what do you call your drinks?
Cockies.
Oh, no. You ain't sitting on my lap. You ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the postgame's over, we got another show for you because this is going to continue to be hard for me to say. But it's Briggs and Brown with Greg Braggs.
Oh, Briggs, Brown, and Braggs.
That's what's hard to say. You go Briggs, Brown, Braggs.
That's going to be dope.
I think that Braggs is going to last till about week 6 until both of them just decide, yeah, we don't.
It's kind of like how I deal with them.
Right. We don't like you. You are
kind of a risky
half.
move by upper management, considering Greg never has his voice when the post-game show starts on tailgate weekends.
Yeah,
So,
he's been chugging a bunch of beers and
he's actually behaving today. He actually is, but he still talks and yells a lot at the tailgate. And so then he comes in here. I guarantee you his voice will not be 100%. But that's why we love him. And he's working incredibly hard. He was up at 4th. I know. I think his first tweet from around the stadium area was at 4:30 this morning.
Wow. That was a real thing.
Yeah. So he puts in all the work grinding here on Sundays. We're all going to be grinding. And let's get to some super chats here as well, because I know we got a bunch and we are getting closer and closer to kickoff. We still got to make our picks too. Dominique jumping in here, $10. Go Bears, 27-13.
Franchillo, good to see you. Next up is Jeff with a $9.99er. If you have never been to a CHGO tailgate, you are missing out. Great time with great people. Bear down. Bears 31, Titans 13. Jeff, you made the show, man. I shouted you out earlier, and we're shouting you out again. Appreciate you being there. It was awesome to see you.
Isaac Siegel jumping in here, $20. Let's go, guys. The emergence of a new era of Bears football with Super Bowls and winning at the forefront is only buttered by the fact it's a new era of coverage in Bears football, leading the way with the best coverage. Love y'all. Thank you, Isaac.
You're the man, Isaac. Another $2 from Isaac on the correct himself bettered. Hey, you didn't have to do that, Isaac.
I like buttered.
Yeah.
I like buttered.
We're all good.
I was wondering, but we got the correction in there. And thank you, because where this thing is going into season number 3 here for us at CHGO, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. We love having Woot here. We love having, it's a big team. We got a lot of people behind the scenes, especially our producer, Steven, rocking things. It's been pretty awesome to see. All right, let's keep the supers here going. We got Otto, $2. I'm going to hurl. I don't know if Otto is.
Hang in there, Otto.
We got a special guest right here.
Yeah. Limpy McGee.
What is this?
Oh, the brag.
In my seat.
Can you show him your knee brace?
Oh man, yeah.
You got a bear. Oh, he's ready.
Look at that. Hard hitting analysis. This is a good replacement. This is what we call an upgrade in the business.
Will you look at the right camera?
No, I will not, Adam. I'm gonna look at myself because I'm a narcissist.
Briggs and Braggs and Brown. Let's go. I put you in the middle there, buddy. 5 o'clock today.
Is that what time?
Yeah, that's what's time, buddy.
What if there's double OT, huh?
Oh, don't touch me. Thank you. All right, Braggs is here,
Hi,
and
Yeah.
he had a phenomenal performance today. That
Will you go rest, please? Just get off your leg, for the love of God. All right. More supers. Then we'll get to our predictions. Nova. Oh, that was just another guy saying Woot's the man, which he is. Mark, $10 jumping in here saying, been listening since show 1. Cannot effing wait for the season. Bears are whooping butt today. I have to censor these a little bit, guys. We have some new partners. Go Bears, and can't wait for the best in the business to cover it afterwards. Bear down. We can't wait either, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Edward the first. Edward, you are the first, man. You're number 1 too.
Edward the first.
He's
checking in from the 1400s.
Is it safe to say maybe Velus Jones is going to be a red zone halfback? The way they've spoken about him on Hard Knocks finale, you might be jumping a little bit ahead there, Edward. I think the Bears somewhere deep down are probably a little bit concerned that Velus is going to put the ball on the ground before they're going to make him the red zone guy. But maybe
true, but that is one of the more underrated parts of that whole thing was he didn't fumble the ball.
Maybe short yardage too, because he's one of the bigger backs. That's today.
After the interview, I was talking to him about. Shout out to anybody, by the way, who puberty did not hit early, and you had to wait through that. It was. He's talking about how he grew late. He didn't really grow until he was a junior in high school, which was similar. And for anybody who went through that, it sucked. Yet he was able to be a football player and do it. Yeah.
You got kickoff in 10 minutes. You can save Velas's puberty story for the
Well, but the
show.
point is that he's talking about being physical and what he can do as a running back. He looks at me, he's like, dude, I'm 6'2", 215. I'm not afraid of contact, and there's not a lot of people that are built like me. I'm excited to see it. I hope they use him. The guy has shown that there's a lot there. Bears should lean into it. Thank you. Now, I hope it happens today. That's the whole point of that story. Thank you.
Our guy Joe Henschel checking in from Indy. Love Joe, $4.99. When the Bears are 2-0, Nick needs to come to our Bears tailgate in Indy when we take over Lucas Oil and kick the Colts' ass. Bear down, baby.
2-0, 1-1, 0-2. Joe, he'll be there. That's happening.
Travis
Period.
Hughes, $4.99. Dak got paid. Is Poles going to wait for the deadline to get Parsons, or can we speed this up?
Yeah, I would like that. Ooh, how about Montez Sweat and Micah Parsons?
Sounds great, but unless the Cowboys have not won a single game by the deadline, there's absolutely no reason for them to make that move now. Maybe in the offseason, but not
Let's try
now.
to franchise.
Yeah. Big Cram, $20. I'm going to say it because everyone's thinking it. The Duke is a fraud, isn't here during the grind of dog days of summer, and shows up. If he shows up during the season, he's not like us. Okay.
Don't go at the Duke, Big Cran. That's a bad move by you. I don't want to be associated with that. The Duke, I mean, we all miss the Duke, and we hope that the Duke returns, but we can't be. The Duke's earned more respect than that, Big Cram.
I also think it's possible the Duke has been here the whole time. We just don't know it.
I think the Duke left us.
Another $9.99er from Big Cram. I'm sorry, Crystal, I misspelled your name. I'm driving back home to catch the game.
Big Cram, we love you.
Matt checking in, $20. Thanks for all the coverage and fun leading up to this day. Great work. Let the new era begin. Thank you, Matt. Chris Kettle, £5 sterling, ready for kickoff in Leeds. United Kingdom, 27-17 Bears. See y'all in 5 weeks. Can't wait to see you, Chris.
It's coming quick.
And then Edward the First coming in one more time. Didn't we decide that's Brazilian dollars? Is that what we decided the R?
Sure.
I don't know. Started the week watching Packers lose. Yeah, it is Brazilian. Started the week watching the Packers losing to the Eagles live in my country. First NFL game was a blast. Now only thing last on the bucket list is watching one at Soldier Field and tailgating with CHGO. Get up here, Edward. Make it happen. That was a big how about the Packers 0-1 and Jordan Love hurt?
They're apparently talking to Ryan Tannehill. It's out there on the old Twitterverse.
Well, their backup quarterback situation is really bad.
Yeah, they already said it's going to be Malik Willis starting week 2.
Yeah, they better. Yeah, I would go get Ryan Tannehill.
I'd take Malik Willis against the Bears.
That'd be funny. Whoa, if they sign Ryan Tannehill, it's Tannehill and Malik Willis again.
Exactly.
All over again.
Will Levis this week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
all the Titans.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our predictions. It is our game prediction time presented by Ray Auto Group. We are happy to have Ray Auto Group with us all season, and Ray is going to be checking in each and every pregame show.
Let's go, Ray. Let's go, Ray Chevy.
Take it away, Ray. Ray is not taking it away right now.
What's up, CHGO family? It's Ray from Ray Auto Group, and I'm going to give you my pick for this week's Bears-Titans game. I got the Bears winning, and all eyes are going to be on Caleb Williams. Whether you were watching the preseason, whether you've been watching HBO's Hard Knocks, you can't help it. Caleb has got to prove that he's our guy, and I think he does it in week 1 with a huge performance and a couple touchdowns. And speaking of number 1 picks, how about the Chevrolet Traverse, which is number 1 in our sales for the dealership over the last couple months. So if you've been looking for a family 3-row SUV, come see us in Fox Lake.
All right, guys.
That Traverse looks nasty.
Yeah.
That was a good-looking scene. Great prediction, too. That Traverse.
In a good way.
Yes, that was that thing looks amazing.
Guys, let's get to our predictions as well. And it is a clean slate across the board. I got the Bears winning 23-13. I think this is going to be a relatively close game, though, and maybe one where, like, I think field position is going to be in the Bears' favor a lot this season. I think this is going to be one of those games where that helps them win out. So it might still be, a 2-3 point game in the fourth quarter. Bears tack on a touchdown late, and that's what makes it look like a more comfortable win than it really is. But yeah, get that late cover in the fourth quarter. But I don't think this is going to be an easy one, despite me having them win by 10.
Light it up. Defense, Kevin Byard, revenge game. One pick, not just a pick 6. Dancing on his former Titans all day long. Caleb looking like Caleb. I did go, not as meatball as gritty, went 40-10, but I did go 30. Okay. Let's put up 30 today. It's time for a party. Bears fans deserve it. The Bears deserve it. They've worked their ass off all preseason. 30-17. Let's go.
I like it. I had a 28-14. I think this will be a solid performance from the offense. I think the defense is really going to shine. I think I'm not a believer in Will Levis. I think they're going to get after him, and I think he's going to throw one pick 6 in this game. I think it's going to be Jalen Johnson, baby, commanded that new contract. So I like the Bears in this one.
There you go. And Nick's official prediction, 24-16 Bears. Braggs going 27-13.
And he's ready.
Obviously did not hear my lecture about saving his voice for the post game. So he's walked in here and yelled 7 times.
Yeah, see the Bears today. You have a show with 2 former Bears. You have a new level of
responsibility, which is scary.
Yes. So don't blow it.
He's so nervous right now.
All right. Enjoy the game, Bears fans. Go find that post-game link. It's on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel right now. Hit the button. Hit the like button. Hit the notification button. You will be notified the second we go live post-game, but it's going to be right when the game ends. So be right back here. We're going to have a lot of fun the rest of today. We're going to be talking about a Bears victory. 1-0. 1-0. We'll talk to you after the game.
We all silly like the mayor.